Oppa Gundam style, everybody, and welcome back to Wow Cool Robot, Noisepace.xyz's very own robot fun show. That's what we're calling it this week. I'm Max, I use he, him pronouns, and with me, as always, are...
I'm Audrey, I use they, them, and she, her pronouns.
And I'm Argyle, I use he, him pronouns.
And we watch what I think were some very fucking good episodes this week.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
I would say that this week, last week a little bit, but this week really started, escalating both the stakes and the actual plot of G Gundam in a pretty dramatic ways.
Yeah.
We are now past the, here are some characters. They're good. Like them. Stage, and now we're in the shit's happening for the next 40 episodes, buckle up.
Yeah, and now we're in the here's a character, they might die, who can say, fight them.
The Dark Gundam is at large.
Oh god, and also just this week the fucking mobile suits we see are all so goddamn sick.
Yes.
They are batting 1,000 for this week, as far as I'm concerned.
They're also I don't know, compared to some of the other national
tasteful
Gundams we see, pretty respectful and tasteful in comparison to shit like Tequila Gundam.
Yeah, the I was really impressed with the turkey one, because I was I couldn't think of what weird stereotype they would do for turkey, but what they ended up with, Minaret Gundam fucking rules. I love the sort of helmet. I mean, we'll get to it
that's
when we
what
get
it's
there.
Called? Okay.
Yeah, Minaret Gundam.
And Minaret Gundam's a good name for it, too.
It is!
It's not, the number of minarets at the mosques of Turkey is one of the more notable things about Turkey, and it's, an actual national treasure. So, anyway, I like Minaret Gundam as a name for it. But we're not there yet. We are
not there yet.
On episode 10, Terror, the Phantom Fighter appears. Let me scroll down here. So, Domon and Rain travel to Neo-Egypt in order to face off against the Pharaoh Gundam 13 there. Upon arriving, they find out the Gundam and its crew have been destroyed by the ghost of the third Gundam fight champion, Dahal Muhammad. They run into Sai Shi while he is battling this apparition in the Pharaoh Gundam 4. Sai Shi barely escapes because the Pharaoh Gundam uses sandstorms to hide itself and attack. After investigating Muhammad's trap-filled tomb, Domon, Rain, and Sai Shi discover that both Muhammad and the Pharaoh 4 Gundam were taken over by Devil Gundam cells because of Muhammad's strong desire to defeat Sai Shi. Why is he so fixated on Sai Shi? His grandfather defeated him in the 4th Gundam fight tournament where Muhammad was accidentally killed. Thanks to the DG cells, the Pharaoh Gundam 4 is able to self-recover. Sai Shi manages to do enough damage to the Pharaoh 4 Gundam to defeat it in normal circumstances, but when it shows signs of DG cells, Domon steps in and uses his Shining Gundam super mode to defeat it for good.
Fucking... It's Egypt! We can't get away from this goddamn country, no matter what podcast we do.
We're here! Long ago, when the pyramids were still young.
We're finally here. Egypt.
Finally.
The ancient Egyptians played the Shadow games where they fought giant robots against each other.
Millennium Gundam.
Who would win? Who would win in a Gundam fight, Domon or a Tem?
Fucking... I don't know. I feel like a Tem might have a hard time figuring out how to cheat to win in a Gundam.
I mean, no one else in this show does. Everyone cheats. We just did Gentle Chapman. Yeah.
And hey, you know what? A Tem would definitely be part of the Shuffle Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He loves his cards.
So this episode starts off with a few guys hanging out, and they're like, the rumor comes out, Dahal Muhammad is dead?
Dahal Muhammad, our hero?
I hear he appears only during a sandstorm. Hey, look outside, it's a sandstorm. That couldn't mean anything.
Yeah, and immediately...
Who's that knocking on the door?
Immediately, they look outside, and there's a guy there going... Return the slab, or face the mummy's curse.
Hey, look, it's a Noxuna Moon. Fuck yeah. Brendan Fraser's here. It's just, I love...
At the door is a mummy.
It's just a fucking mummy. I love the sort of, what they've done with the whole DG cell thing, because they basically use that as an excuse to, basically make pseudo-magic real in Gundam that's, not new type. Yeah. So it's just it's a mummy now, don't worry about it. It's normal. We love it.
Mummy.
Yeah, I will say, I did not realize he was literally a mummy, like ghost, until the very end of this episode. I was like, someone's just like using this as a
Scooby-Doo.
You thought it was a Scooby-Doo type situation.
Yeah, I was like, someone's using this as an ability to do as like a cover for Gundam crimes.
Of course,
but
No,
it is surprisingly straightforward.
Listeners, it was in fact a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when Scooby-Doo they go to Zombie Island, and it is actual zombies and werewolves and shit.
The precedent's there.
So, one exciting thing is that Neo Egypt has apparently won their repatriation lawsuit against the British Museum, since despite all of Earth being a massive shithole, Neo Egypt still has many preserved national ancient wonders. Doing in pretty good shape, actually.
Yeah, the pyramids and the Sphinx are all still, like, pretty intact.
So this is certainly like a bit of a stretch to say, but we've seen this in Gundam before, and it sort of comes back to like shit like Star Wars too. It's really fucking hard to fight in a desert. Like, especially in Double Zeta, there's this extended arc where they're in the Sahara Desert. And the whole thing is like, you have to just constantly maintain your Gundams because you always get sand gunking up your joints and stuff. So I feel like it's not that much of a stretch to say that the reason Egypt is so well preserved is because like the desert is such a hostile environment for Gundams to be in.
Yeah, they probably don't want to go there to fight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's nice that like Egypt doesn't, completely fucked like everywhere else is.
That's why, fucking, I guess, Scud Gundam had to go to New York.
Jesus. I always forget that they gave the fucking Neo-Iraq Scud Gundam.
Yeah, remember how the Iraq Gundam Scud Gundam? That's good.
I try not to.
1994,
Mummy,
huh?
Mummy's
Piloted
here.
by Haddam Hussein or whatever.
Oh, I'm withering. Mummy's here. Mummy opens the door, and then also Mummy Gundam 4th opens the door, and like fucking just laser eyes.
It is literally called Mummy Gundam in the dub.
Yes, Mummy Gundam, Pharaoh Gundam. It's funny. I know it's Pharaoh Gundam in the sub, but for some reason I wrote it Mummy Gundam because that's what the subtitles were, even though they're saying Pharaoh Gundam. But it makes more sense calling it Pharaoh Gundam because it wasn't a mummy until now. So this is technically Mummy Gundam the first, unless this happened again.
Yeah, which is I don't know. It's like very cool as well to see the sort of like biopunk, like cyberpunk future that it does come up with, like the transhumanism that comes from the DG cells, but also the reverse, the organic nature introduced to machines.
I love it. It's such a fun thing.
Organic things become mechanical, but machines become organic, and it's very cool to see this two-way street.
It rules
of merging between like organic and inorganic and mechanical.
Yeah. And it's also very cool to see the fucking literal eye lasers that Pharaoh
they shoot laser beams out of their eyes.
I mean,
and just fucking blast these fools.
Who does?
Yeah, we've all done a Space Ripper stingy eyes in our time.
Shut up. Bad name, Iraqi.
Straitso is like, fuck, I gotta think of something cool to say now.
gotta think of something real quick.
But yeah, the Pharaoh Gundam 4 blast them all, and then we get our Stalker introduction. Or do we have the Stalker introduction?
We do.
Yeah,
we get it a little later.
No, we get it here where it's like, hey, mummy, it's like a Gundam fighter who's dead. That's ridiculous. But is it? Also, Devil Gundam. Anyway, here we go to Egypt. Like, thanks, Stalker.
Thanks, Stalker. Yeah, he says, there's a legend. When a storm of battle swirls around in the world, the spirit of a courageous soldier shall rise from a long sleep bearing his hatred. The fucking prophecy is fulfilled, I guess.
The evil is awakened. Not defeated, but awakened. So, they're in Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah, DOMON and Rain are just hanging out.
And they're looking for an Egypt representative. And they do find him.
Yeah, he's not doing great.
So...
Oh, he's super dead.
Egypt representatives found dead in the Sahara. Are they okay? No, they're fucking dead.
They're covered in sand. Dead. They got sandy cheeks.
The whole like Gundam hangar is just absolutely destroyed, razed to the ground. Mummy Gundam is was attacked in the cockpit specifically.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
The pilot and all the crew that were there are dead.
But there is one guy who's not dead, but he's basically dead.
Yeah. He survives long enough for Domon to be like, he's still alive, Rain, go prepare to help him. And he's like, who did this to you? And the pilot's like, he's supposed to be dead. And then he dies.
And then he dies. Dahal! And passes out. And at the same time, Rain runs back up the hill. She's like, yo, there's a fucking Gundam fight going on.
No!
We pan over. It's a big old sandstorm tornado.
Yeah.
And our good friend Sai, she's here.
Yay!
This happens also a lot in these episodes, but in general, it is remarkable how apparently stealthy some of these Gundams can be.
Yeah, you can just be having a Gundam fight like half a mile away and nobody will notice.
People are constantly being shocked by giant robots in this series. It's like, how did you not hear like the hum of engines, if nothing else?
In the middle of a featureless desert, like nothing
nuclear
around you.
power. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Sai is in Dragon Gundam in the middle of a sandstorm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's attacking the Pharaoh Gundam, and as he's like, slashing it, it's just like growing back. It's fucking freaky.
Yeah, it's very pink and meaty. I don't like to see it.
It's a bit fleshy.
I love this shit. I love seeing the two-way street. It's so cool.
No, it is cool. It's kind of grody.
Yeah. It's awful to look like. I mean, that is also I know that we started with these core thesis here that's like colonialism is bad, wow, cool robot, but G Gundam really is much more about maybe don't take science too far. Actually, it is much more of a warning against trying to play God.
You were so preoccupied with whether or not you could make the ultimate Gundam that you didn't stop to think if you should make the double Gundam.
Yeah. So anyway, it's cool to see this absolute crime against nature happening.
Mm-hmm. It's
who put the bandages on the Gundam? Who had the job of mummifying the Gundam?
I think Dahal has a lot of free time. He probably just did it himself.
All the servants he was buried with.
True.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And Sai is continuing to fight the Gundam, and he eventually stabs into the cockpit, and he sees the fucking mummy inside that collapses inside. It's like, oh shit! Yeah. Oh fuck! I killed a guy.
So an important note. He is not trying to aim for the cockpit.
Right.
He can't see shit because it's a sandstorm.
He can't see shit.
Yeah, we'll workshop it.
Yeah, well, we'll rotate it.
I'm rotating it in my head. So congratulations, Sai, you're a murderer.
No, beans.
Congratulations.
You did it.
You've killed your first adult human man.
Yeah. And it sinks into the sand, so we kind of cut over. Sai is hanging with Domon and Rain now, and Domon takes them back to the...
He's pretty upset. He's
very shaken up after this.
He's like, oh, I did not mean to do that.
I took a life. And Domon takes him back to the hangar to see everything, but it's gone. All the bodies are gone. The Pharaoh Gundam 13 is gone. Fucking everything.
Domon, it's like one of those the 4 panels where it's giving life advice. It's like, take care of yourself. Don't forget to hydrate. Murder is okay. And Rain and Keyun and
Zuisen.
Yeah, who are also there are the other 3, and Domon's like, murder is okay.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's an accident.
It's a cute little thing where Sai thinks it's a ghost, and Domon's like, well, if it's a ghost, you're gonna get possessed out of all of us. Goodbye.
Yeah, he's like, this has nothing to do with me. Good luck fighting the dead.
Yeah, it's like the fucking scene from Yu Yu Hakusho when Yusuke sees a guy with horns. He's like, does that guy have horns? Not gonna ruin my day about it.
Staying in your lane, 101.
Mind your business, honey. It's later that night, and Rain is asking Domon. It's like,
okay,
hey,
wait. I want to point something out.
Yes.
Saishi, Keyun, and Zuisen are sleeping under a little canopy tent sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
That is being held up by Dragon Gundam.
Oh, that's very cute.
It's very cute. Like, it's just got, like, the rope that's holding the top of it between its thumb and index finger. Yeah, it's extremely
love that
good.
shit.
I love to see it.
They do that in Gundam quite a lot, actually, which is really, really fun. But yeah, days later that night, Rain is asking Domon if all this is related to their mission. And Domon's like, yeah, the ruins might be useful because something regenerative properties of the Devil Gundam. And
Possibly.
Rain,
Who knows?
And Rain says something along the lines of, like, you really gonna fight your brother? And Domon's like, never call him my brother.
Don't call him my brother ever again.
He's Kyoji. I don't know this man.
Yeah.
And he's
she gets up to go piss.
Go piss, girl.
Yeah, he's got to go piss, and he runs into the mummy, Dahal, just out in the desert.
That's gonna. I mean, you know what? That's gonna help you go to the bathroom.
He woke up.
He pissed himself.
He woke up from a nightmare about killing.
Right. Yeah.
Muhammad again. So this is clearly weighing on his mind very, very much.
Yeah. And he freaks out and runs back, and like the monks tell Domon and Rain that there's a mummy. So they get the idea the next day to travel to the fucking tomb where the Gundam fighter is buried in.
Time to desecrate a grave.
I love this. Happens in fucking every goddamn podcast I do.
Yeah. So he has, in the 5,000-year-old tradition of god kings in Egypt, a full tomb dedicated to him with pharaoh statues outside that have Gundam faces on them.
I love that shit.
Which absolutely send me. I love this shit. It's like the Valley of the Mecha Kings.
It's so fucking so. Just like the Gundam face is such an iconic thing, and there's something very just very pleasing about seeing it in this ancient looking architecture, even though the architecture is, let me do the math real quick.
40 years old.
Yeah. It's 40 to 50 years old.
It's 40. So it's
7 Gundam fights ago.
Yeah. It's closer to
9
50.
Gundam fights ago. It was 36 because it's 9 Gundam fights ago because this was the 4th Gundam fight.
Wait. It was 40 actually because there was 8 years between the 11th and 12th Gundam fights because of the controversy over Gentle Chapman winning it 3 times in a row.
Oh.
Boom. 40 years exactly.
Yeah.
Meta defining. But yeah, this whole tomb was built because Dahal was a champion of the 3rd Gundam fight. And to honor him, they built this whole ass fancy tomb. And they mentioned something about how he won Egyptian independence to get their own colony through winning this fight, which is what? I want to know more about that.
Oh,
that sounds.
They don't say that in the dub. They just say that he won Neo-Egypt sovereignty over space. The normal Gundam fight stuff.
Oh, maybe that's what he said, and I was just fucking spaced out.
I didn't see that, Max. That's what I saw as well. What Argyle said, which is
okay. That was just my addled mind.
But I think
disregard.
The point was that Egypt, which has never been historically a superpower in modern era, at least on Earth, was able to. The entire point was that through winning one of the earliest Gundam fights, he was able to return Egypt to a power that it hadn't seen in millennia.
Yeah.
So,
in millenniums, perhaps.
We do also see the Neo-Egypt colony, and it does, of course, have its own pyramids and sphinx.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, and the Neo-Japan colony is literally in the shape of Japan, so...
Yeah. It's fucking... I don't know, it's very funny. I like the... Is there a Neo-Vatican City that's just a spaceship and that's it?
Yeah, I did wonder about that.
It's the Pope-mobile!
Is there a space Pope?
It's the Pope-mobile. It's a spaceship that just goes to all the colonies.
God, I need to find time to design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to find time to design Neo Vatican City's Gundam.
It's literally just the Pope-mobile from Pixar Cars.
Well, I guess that would be the God Gundam then.
Yeah. Oh, shut up.
Sai is really afraid. Sai doesn't want to go in the tomb because, in addition to having the death of a man weighing on him, he's also a fucking fraidy cat right now. And the monks are they're so melodramatic here. They're like, you're acting so cowardly. You're abandoning the future of the clan.
The Shaolin Temple. How could you do this? This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, I got it. It's fine. I'm going. Also, I want to point out that whoever did the subtitles for this, definitely Bostonian.
Really? What gave it away?
As they go through, like, Saisai's like, yeah, you gotta be careful. These places have wicked traps.
God.
It's like wicked traps.
Yo, those ancient Egyptians were wicked smart.
We got the Bean Gundam. It's like one of the only things Gundam. I know about Boston. They love their fucking Boston baked beans.
I was about to say, like, that's in Chicago.
They go into the tomb, and yeah,
they go into the tomb immediately fall into a pit.
Yes, right after they mention the wicked traps. Of course, you love it. And they're in like Dahal's tomb room right away. There's like this big sort of like painted portrait of Dahal on the wall. Seems like the
opposite of what you want a trap to do.
I know, right?
Maybe it wasn't a trap. Maybe they just built it really shittily and they just fell through the floor.
That was the like Minecraft ass shortcut. And then Domon is like, I guess I have to do grave robbing right now. And he pushes open the coffin. Not ornate enough to be a sarcophagus. Very sad.
She's like, please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. Don't do this.
Don't do this.
I'm like,
don't do no man, dude, no. Oh jeez, oh fuck.
Come on.
And Domon's like, what are you, a pussy? And he's like, no.
Yes.
But like, this has nothing to do. You're desecrating a grave, dude. This is wrong on like several levels. And also, yes, I'm fucking scared.
Yeah,
we're gonna get double haunted, dude. Bro.
Oh, zoinks, man. And then Domon's like, yo, hey, Sai, come check this shit out. It's like, you'll see a dead body.
Yo, scout this shit.
It's nothing. It's empty.
And before they have any time to sort of reconcile that, it's Hannibal busting through.
The whole fucking Kool-Aid Man's in through the wall.
It's so good.
Through his own portrait.
The eyes on his portrait glow as he does this, too. It's so fucking choice.
Yes, yeah.
There's, like, a hot moment where they hear, like, the powering up sound of lasers that's in every mecha anime since Gundam started airing, where the portrait's eyes start glowing, and then they look up, and then, Kool-Aid Man's
fucking
right through.
Rules. And Dahal, like, uses his wrappings to, like, stretch out and grab Sai. And, like, Domon just starts fucking beating on him. And, like, he sort of, like, breaks some of the wrappings on his hip. And, like, there's nothing inside.
No, there are. There's wires.
There's robot bits.
I fucking couldn't see. Okay, I don't know if it was, like, just really, really dark. I feel like I could barely see this first episode. I genuinely could not see the wires when I was watching.
I watched the Crunchyroll ones last week. And, like, they are, like... I mean, they're, like, TV quality, you know? So, like...
Yeah.
Maybe it's just harder to see on that.
All right, Mr. Blu-ray.
Yeah, Mr. Blu-ray. Spend $100 and however many dollars on the Blu-rays, and you'll be able to see all the robot parts that are inside of him.
Let's see if I can get a fucking hat trick of missed details in this episode.
So Domon sees like the robot bits poking out of this mummy, and he's like, "Oh, I see what's going on here." He like grabs Saishi like a football, and he's like, "Rain, do it, like,
also,
set it off."
He does hang from the bandages for a little bit, which is a little...
It's fun.
It's cute. He breaks them, but it's like, these are not flimsy bandages. They're just real. They were, like, really rigid, and he's able to just hang them from them like a bar.
Yeah. So, he's like, "Rain, activate it now." And I was like, "Oh, cool. What cool new gadget are we going to see from Rain?" It's a fucking grenade.
It's a grenade.
Just a fucking grenade.
It's a very explosive
powerful
grenade, though.
It blows up the whole fucking tomb.
The ordnance on this thing.
How many like national monuments has Domon destroyed at this point?
He's gonna have to be brought before some sort of committee before this is all over.
We got the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, this like the Valley of the
Niagara
Mecha Kings.
Falls.
He didn't destroy Niagara Falls. Admittedly, he just fought there. He could have.
He probably fucked it up a little bit.
Yeah, he probably fucked it up a little bit.
A little bit. But yeah, the entire tomb's fucking collapsing and blowing up. And Sai is sort of like celebrating. He thinks everything's fine. Domon's like, nuh-uh, he's indestructible. And as if on cue, the Pharaoh Gundam 4 rises up from the ruins of the temple. Domon tells Sai, Sai, he's after you. So you have to fucking prove your worth to the Shaolin Temple.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. This is all on you. I am not fighting this thing.
Not my business.
And Sasai, she's like, "But why is he after me so bad, though?" And the monks are like, "Well,
I don't know.
No,
we're all shrugging.
They don't know.
Yes, they don't reveal it then. So they attack, and so they fight, and She's like, this sucks. Also, I can't stop thinking about killing him. He just freezes up, and Pharaoh Gundam absolutely takes advantages of that.
Yeah, like just immobilizes him with beam bandages, I guess.
Yeah.
Bandages imbued with beam power.
Really advanced Shibari.
Beamdages. But yeah, he's like getting his fucking ass beat right now. And the monks ask Domon for help.
Rain is furiously Googling to see what the hell's going on.
I know.
She finally finds out the reason that this mummy might be pissed at Saishi.
Fucking, we learn that back, the third fight, Dahal Muhammad won. But the next fight, in the fourth fight, during the finals, his head got cut off by who turns out to be Grand Saishi, Saishi's grandfather, the leader of the monks.
The Fei Long Gundam.
Yeah. I really love how all of the Gundams, like every country's Gundam follows the same sort of design through line.
Yeah, they're iterative. They are just improving on the same design year over year.
It's very good. And as the head gets cut off, the cockpit accidentally explodes. So basically, it's a fucking JoJo's ass blood curse. Going down the bloodline, gotta find out whoever the fuck's responsible for this.
I do want to point out, I really like Dahal's mobile trace suit. It's pretty cool. It's white with a blue eye symbol on it, and he's got a gold collar. It's pretty sick. He looks cool. I wish we got more of Dahal.
Yeah, before he was a zombie. What I don't understand is how DG cells got to him many decades later.
Yeah. I feel like fucking Kyoji's probably just flying overhead
he was
and
just fucking around. He was just
scattered
hey,
some.
There's a mummy here. What if I just kind of fucked with it a little bit?
What if I just poured some DG juice into this coffin?
Mm-hmm. If I was a fucking mad scientist with no regard for human life who made a thing that could regenerate itself, I would fucking find a mummy and see what happens.
I guess, yeah.
Simple curiosity. And this gets Sai to understand. And then he officially begins a Gundam fight. And I love that Dahal is ready.
Yeah,
through the bandages.
Says in the mummy voice, this is the only line he has, is ready.
And Sai yells, go! And it's cool. Sai uses his flags from the Dragon Gun to stick into the ground, and his arm shoots a fire, and it makes this really fucking cool fire tornado.
Storm.
Yeah,
and he's okay with killing the mummy so long as it's on purpose.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I think probably the amount of damage that he does obviously would have incapacitated the Gundam. It is unclear to me whether it would have killed the pilot under normal circumstances. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So basically, he just roasts it.
Yeah, but he's dead now, so it's fine.
I do also like that he has 10 flags, and they all have a spot where they go on the Gundam. It's not just they come out of nowhere.
It's
you
they're
see
all
them fly back into him. Some of them go into his shoulders, some on his back. Mm-hmm. It's neat.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a sort of, object permanence situation going on.
And also he can recall them just with his mind. They can fly on their own.
They're basically bits. Sai says rest in peace as Dahal's mummy Gundam sinks into the sand. But then this mechanical viper that looks kind of like a real viper, darts out and wraps around Sai's arm. And the mummy Gundam's coming back up, and it looks so fucking cool. It's all fucked up and partially destroyed. Half his head is the weird pink organic metal. Oh my god, it's so rad looking.
It's real sick.
Good to look at, and someone sees this,
at.
and it's all right, Saishi, thanks, you've done great.
I can take it from here, honey. Don't worry.
Out of the way.
You got to give him the old spicy finger.
Mm-hmm. He just comes down from the sky and hits Mummy Gundam with the finger.
Saishi's hey, what the fuck?
What? You can't do that.
Yeah. Domon's literally move away, or I've been waiting for this for so fucking long. I got this. Just go. And Saishi's all right, all right, fine.
He blows the whole carapace, the whole exoskeleton off of the Mummy Gundam, so we just see its under bits.
Yes.
which is pretty neat.
It's nude.
Yeah, it's naked, but it does start to regenerate its clothing, and that's when Domon knows for sure this is a servant of the Dark Gundam.
And what does Domon do? He gets pissed.
Oh, he's so fucking mad.
He's so fucking mad.
And what does he do when he gets pissed? He goes into super mode!
Yeah, it's a gold time, baby. This is like one of the most famous scenes from G Gundam. I feel like this always shows up in my YouTube recommendations every once in a while.
Yeah, like if you're looking up like G Gundam Super Mode, it's either going to be this or the one from episode 6, probably. Like,
I mean, this is it starts showing up more the further along we get into the series. But this is the first time that we see super mode in like a non-theoretical situation.
Right, yeah.
Where,
he knows what he's fighting this time.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool to see.
It's very cool to see. Yeah, he's like, Dahal is regenerating with the help of Kyoji, and he activates super mode, and he Shining Finger soars and just like fucking pierces its head. He does the whole speech, take this, my love, my anger, all my sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like the first time we saw him, when he actually does do this finishing blow, the first time we saw him, he said men, 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 which is a kendo term for a strike that goes over the top of the head. This time he says tsuki, 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 which is one of the other 5 main kendo strikes, which is a thrust of the point of the shinai to the throat.
Yeah, I mean, throat, head, basically the same place.
Yeah, I mean, he pokes it through the eye, but yes.
Cool.
He still just says go, go, go in the dub.
And that is again still what it is translated as in the sub, but I know what to look for now.
Yeah, no, I feel I can't wait for the next tidbit next time we see this attack.
Yeah.
The monks say, Domon's proven that he really is the King of Hearts. And in he's holding the top half of Dahal's mummy body in the
I do want
to
point out, when he activates the super mode, Rain immediately breaks down crying and collapses on the ground. She does not like to see Domon doing this.
Yeah.
You hate to see
Is it because she doesn't like to see him so mad?
No, yeah, she doesn't like to see him so fucking mad and because she knows that he's gonna have to use this rage against his own brother.
And also just in general, she I think there's part of her very much that's I hate that this is just one long revenge quest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That all Domon cares about and is consumed by is his quest for revenge.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Which is why she gets a new boyfriend next episode.
Exactly. Or an old one, perhaps.
Or an old one.
Yeah. He's holding Dahal's body, and his hand is still shining, which is a cool look, and he kind of crushes it, and it turns to dust, and
I like
is
that.
flying everywhere. And,
ashes to ashes, baby.
Dust to dust. John Cougar Mellencamp next episode. And yeah, this is the end of the episode, and Rain's still crying, and he tells her the battle's only just beginning. Good episode.
Don't cry, Rain.
I like this one a lot.
Good episode.
I like the mummy.
I like the mummy. I
like
like
Ancient
seeing
Egypt.
super mode again. I like that Sai Saishi is back, and
yeah, love that funny guy.
Yeah, I like that Sai Saishi actually is the first one to actually have encounter the Dark Gundam plot of the Big 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though
because everyone else. Yeah.
I was just saying, in general, I know it's been for a few episodes now, but with the new opening with all of them together in it, and seeing the increased presence of the Big 5, it's just good to see. I love that.
Oh,
good.
I did want to point out something in the OP because we get a couple of action shots of them. Shippity is kicking Argo in the face, and then Sai Saishi is grinding George's stupid face against the laser ring in space. I don't think these things ever actually happen in the show, but it's cool to see.
There's also a shot of Rose Gundam and Bulk Gundam pushing against each other's shoulders as they fly through space or whatever, which is fun.
Oh, it's cute. It's good. I love this fucking show. It's just silly,
Yeah.
Except for when it's not.
Except for when it's not. As we get to the next few episodes.
Yeah, this next one's not that silly.
Oh yeah,
we are
this
talking
is a pretty serious one.
Yeah, let me tell you all about Mobile Fighter G Gundam Episode 11, Reunion in the Falling Rain. Parentheses Mikamura. In Neo-Turkey, we learned that the Minaret Gundam has gone berserk and destroyed half of Istanbul. As Domon and Rain search for the Gundam fighter, Rain runs into an old flame, Sayate, or Sayat, perhaps? I don't know how to pronounce it. Sayata, who has been infected by the Devil Gundam with DG cells. The DG cells take over the body they infect until they fully control the brain, turning that person or animal into a slave of the Devil Gundam. Domon learns Sayata is the Gundam fighter for Neo Turkey, so he wishes to challenge him despite Rain's pleas to let him recover. Eventually, the military finds Sayata, so he has to get in his Gundam, and Domon challenges him to a fight. Before Sayata can defeat Domon, Rain steps in between them and snaps Sayata out of his trance, allowing Domon to defeat him without destroying his Gundam. The next morning, we learn that Sayata has been cured of the DG cells, and Domon and Rain continue their search. This is a very intense episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do also want to say they pronounce it Sate in the dub.
Sate. Interesting. I don't like. I wouldn't know if it's an actual Turkish name or not. I feel like I don't know like any sort of Turkish naming conventions.
Yeah,
but they're in Istanbul. Why did I say it like that? Istanbul. It's a nice place. I like to see it. It's just like it very is much like a travel guide. You can sort of tell that like it's like more superficial research.
It's like, do you know about the Hagia Sophia? Have you seen it? It's in the background of every shot.
Now you have.
Now you have. Yeah, it's a rainy day in Neo Turkey. The Minaret Gundam's here. Again, this thing looks fucking rad as hell.
Oh,
I love its
good.
gigantic scimitar. It is so sick.
Yeah, it actually... well, maybe I'm wrong, but it looked to me like one of the Kurdish warriors.
It has that sort of like...
The hat. Not the hat.
Yes, it's like the hat with the sort of like curtain covering on the sides and back.
Yeah.
And it has like a little like thing, like a little like spike on top, which is cool.
Its main weapons they're not really scimitars, but they're not scimitars, but they're like hooked blades from like the region.
It's called Scythe Gundam in the dub.
It's kind of more like a Kopesh, but again, that's Egypt, not Turkey,
looks cool.
So it looks fucking cool. And yeah, we learn it like went berserk and destroyed half of Istanbul, and there's like this old man telling this to Rain in the streets. And like a tank drives by, and he's like, "Yes, either looking for whoever did it. So fucking be on your toes."
Rain recognizes a man nearby.
Well,
it's Sate.
Well, first of all, she's at this building, and there's a man who comes out, and he's like coughing and dying, and she like glances over at him, and she's like, "Well, not my problem." And then and then he like collapses, and she takes another look at him, and she goes, "Oh my God, Saita!" Like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
"Damn,
girl.
dude, you look like shit."
I was like, "Girl, were you not gonna help him before you recognized him?"
No, why would a doctor do that? Doctors hate to help people. They only like to help their boyfriends.
Yeah,
that's right. They have to know who they're helping personally.
And I will say this about Saita: he is aggressively handsome. He is.
Yeah,
he's a looker.
He's like the most good-looking man we've seen in this show.
He's kind of handsome with it.
And we've seen a lot of pretty good-looking men, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's conventional beauty.
He is.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sate collapses and Rain kind of runs up to him and takes him aside, and they go to a hotel. It's revealed that they went to school together. They went to Colony University together.
Colony University, fucking of course.
Where she majored in medicine, of course, and he in mechanical engineering. He was also the captain. Team. Yeah, he was also the captain of the wrestling team. Very
good. Love those skills.
There's a great line here where Rain's like, "Wow, I can't believe I ran into you here. Well, I guess it is your hometown, so it's not too surprising." And Saita's like, "Yeah, I can't believe you remembered that this is my hometown." He's like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, small town. You probably haven't heard of it. Istanbul."
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever heard of Istanbul?
Now you have.
Some people know it as Constantinople,
Mm-hmm. And like Domon's walking around the hotel room, and he sort of like he hears this clatter coming out from Saita's things, and he sees that it's a Gundam start key. So he's like, curious.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back in the room with Rain and Saita, dermatologists hate him.
Yeah, not a good look to have fucking metal scales up your arm.
I didn't know that the Gundams had keys, like a car. So every time that Domon snaps his fingers to activate the Shining Gundam, has he been like pressing the keys with his other hand to actually turn it on?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great.
No, I feel like Domon probably always has his Gundam running, and he's able to just do it
like wasting gas.
Yeah, it's nuclear powered.
Fuck
Yours
it.
is already fucked up enough.
Yeah, exactly. Earth's already fucked. What's a Gundam's gas emission gonna do to it?
What's a few more rads into the air?
It's fine.
So yeah, turns out Saita has been infected with DG cells. He has like fucking metal scales and circuitry on his left arm, like on his bicep.
He is unfortunately going through a process which I will be exclusively referring to from this point on as DG bimbofication.
It's Gundamification. And we get this nice
is where
flashback.
we find out what the DG cells actually are. We get a flashback to a year ago when the Dark Gundam first emerged.
All right.
Like afterwards.
Long hair Rain.
Yes.
I love long hair Rain.
Can I just say, first, two things about the scene before we discuss it. First of all, I love old sci-fi media because 60 years in the future, we're back to floppy disks.
I know, it's all floppy. And the next one, too.
I know. There's a lot of floppy disks in these episodes, and it's really just like, it makes my heart smile.
It's really good.
That there was just like
rules.
no imagination beyond, like even Star Trek had thoughts about what technology could look like in the future, but there's just none of that here. No speculative thought whatsoever. I love it. The other thing is that Rain in her like medical scrubs here looks like straight up Dr. Girlfriend from Venture Brothers.
God, it's fucking funny. I love how Saita looks exactly the same and Rain's like completely different. It's mostly her hair, but like, you know, she has like long hair because she's in school.
She's in a pale pink, like, I mean, it's not like that sexy, but it's a sexy nurse's outfit. And,
yeah.
And she looks like Dr. Girlfriend.
She's kind of bad with it. We learn about DG cells here. Her father's giving this presentation. They're metal, the DG cells, but they can merge with biological life and turn the body into this sort of like organic metal. And it's like a video of a rat getting infected by it, and they say it's treatable until it gets into your brain, at which point the creature is basically a slave to the Double Gundam. Yeah, that's when you turn into the Joker.
Yeah, it's a Jokerification shot. And once it reaches your brain, you will just kill and slaughter everything on the Dark Gundam's command.
Yeah, Steve Harvey voice kill.
So we see the rat just like demolishing all of these other rats.
Going fucking ham. And the rat's cool looking too. Red eyes, cool like black markings on his body. Fucking sick.
Aren't you tired of being nice?
Don't you want to go ape shit?
It's the ape shit shot.
The ape shot. And like in the present, Sayata's like, "Hey, I'm fine. Don't fucking tell anyone about this." And Rain's like, doctoration confidentiality. I got you, homie. I took the Hippocratic Oath.
And then
meanwhile, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, he's also just like, so, who's that guy? Is that your boyfriend?
Maybe your husband?
And Raid's like, no, we're just colleagues with very obvious crushes on each other.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, they're blushing.
There's a lot of blushing in this episode.
Yeah. Sayata says, and in the meantime, we're like, we're watching DOMON searching Istanbul for the Gundam. He's like using, I guess the Gundam Starkey has like an echolocator because it's like beeping and it gets faster the closer you get to it. And he ends up seeing like the Minaret Gundam under a pile of junk. And back in the hotel room, Sayata's like, aren't you going to ask me about it? And Rain just kind of like looks away and looks the sky, and she's like, Rain is so inconvenient.
Oh, right. And then she talks about how she got her name.
Yeah, the rain on Earth is so inconvenient because you never know when it's going to end. On the colonies, they had scheduled rain days, which that's fun.
They called it falling rain.
The first day that they met was actually on one of the rain days. Yeah, we get a flashback where she explains her name. He's like, Rain, really? That's your name? And she says, yeah, my father named me that. He said, you need to be someone who provides a relief to others as the rain does to the earth. It's very sweet. I like that.
It's cute.
It's heavily implied that they were kind of dating, sort of.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
They were definitely interested in each other.
They were absolutely dating.
Yeah, they were. It's never. It kind of is outright said. But yeah, they were a thing in college. But one day, Rain kind of ghosted him. Never saw him again.
Very, very sad. And after this story, we cut to the present. And Sayata's arm starts to fucking hurt. And, Rain's turned around to, get a shot for him or something. And Rain's like, Sayata? And he like fucking grabs her from behind, starts choking her because, you know, he's currently in Joker mode right now from the DG cells. Fucking kind of dire. Rain's getting choked out, and then like she sort of sees an old photo of them, and she like knocks down the like box of medicine, and that snaps Sayata out, and he's like, "Don't abandon me, help me, I'm baby.
You need to help me, Wayne, please,
please, Wayne."
Don't
Wayne's
you forget about me.
please. Domon comes back and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on in here? You dropped all your medicine? What's going on with this guy?" And he just immediately sights in on the DG cells on his arms, and he's like, "Yes, the Dark Gundam. He's come in contact with it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I need to fight him and find out where he's seen the Dark Gundam." And Rain's like, "No, dude.
You don't need to fight him.
You are going to kill him for real. Like, we just did this shit with Gentle Chapman, and he super died, and he's already dying. So don't.
Yeah, maybe don't."
As Sayata's doctor, I simply cannot recommend him to get in another Gundam fight.
And like, Domon gets really pissed at her. He's like, "Aren't you on my side?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm on your side, but I'm also a medical doctor. What is wrong with you?"
Are you, though? Is it just because you're a doctor? Huh?
Don't slut shame my girl.
Absolutely. Awful. Disgusting.
Fucking
disgusting.
Ugh, disgusting. In the next scene, Domon's fucking stormed off. He's eating at some cafe, and the waiter asks him, "Hey, did your girl run away?"
Ibakasi Cafe and Beef is what it says on the side.
Cafe and beef. Domon feels this fucking poetry right now. He's like, "Nobody can run away. We're all like birds in a cage."
Despite
Puts
all
on
my
his
rage,
sunglasses when he says
I'm
it.
still just a bird in a cage.
Billy Corgan. Smashing Pumpkin.
Ancient philosopher.
In the wise
So wise.
words of ancient philosopher Billy Corgan.
So next up, Sayata's telling Rain, he's telling her why he was made a Gundam fighter, both for his mechanical engineering skills and also his wrestling skills. I feel like the mechanical engineering skills are less important because I don't think the fighter make their own Gundam.
Maybe in Neo.
Yeah, I mean, they usually have a crew.
Yeah, true.
They don't have the budget to hire two people, so they needed to get both at once.
Mm-hmm. He mentions how one day he came into contact with the Double Gundam, and he got his fucking ass beat.
Oh, he got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, he got fucked up majorly. And ever since then, he loses consciousness when he pilots his Gundam. It's probably nothing.
Probably
It's
fine.
It's fine.
It's good. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, and that's why he destroyed like all of West Istanbul was during one of these fits.
And
so
that's why
he hit his Gundam,
Yeah.
and then like directly after that is when he met Rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's like, I gotta leave. I don't know when I'm gonna have another fucking fit. Like, it can't be anyone's problem. And Rain says if he leaves now, the military's gonna get him. And he's like, well, if I stay here, you might get hurt, Rain. They care about each other still. It's nice to see.
They care about each other, but also he does bring up that the day that he was going to decide, like when they approached him about being the Gundam fighter, he was going to bring this up to her. But that was the day that she left. He never saw her again.
Mm-hmm. So sad.
Yeah.
Which, like, I do understand that Rain had to go back to the colony immediately, but she could have said something.
Probably could have said something, Rain. The DG cells have spread like all the way down Sait's arm at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he's got sick claws now.
It's fucking sick. I want some of those cells in me.
Yeah, come
be a
on.
metal boy. I want to be Greed.
I would love to.
Yeah.
The military's found them. They're surrounding the building. Sait's gonna cause a distraction while they get away and threatens them with a gun to make them do this. But Domon is so fast, he has already caught the bullets before Sait shot them.
Yeah, fucking show off. Come on, Domon. And Sai says, he's like, sayonara, Rain. And he's like running away. He's like, we see that him as escaping the military in the streets. And he ends up getting in Minaret Gundam.
Just immediately gets overtaken by the
his
DG
arm
cells.
starts fucking quaking and
Like,
like wires
shoot
burst
out
everywhere.
Wrap him up and take control.
It's freaky. It's fucked up, man.
I'm sure we'll
And
never see this again.
Never. He
Never.
is running fucking rampant on the military. He's just like stomping everywhere, killing them. Like he stabs one of the tanks right through with his sword and blows it up. It's pretty
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Kill him. Get him. Yeah, Domon suits up. Domon suits up to stop him, and is pretty easily overpowered. Actually,
those fucking DG cells, man. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Immediately first, Domon like just cuts the Minaret Gundam's arm off as he does, but it fucking does a Piccolo. It doesn't regrow the arm, but like the wires burst out and grab the arm and like reattach it.
Dio shit.
Is some fucking Dio shit. And then, Seiya charges Domon and like pins him down, and he basically like has his sword kind of press the Domon's head, like ready to cut it off. But then Rain is here, and Rain runs up and she runs it like onto the cockpit, like on top of the cockpit of the Shining Gundam, who's on the ground. She's like right under the blade, and she's trying to stop Domon from killing him, trying to stop Sayate. He's like, his brain hasn't been taken over yet. Like, there's a chance he can still recover.
Okay, so unfortunately, I have theater kid brain.
Oh no!
The first thing I thought of here is a song from Les Mis, which I don't know how well either of you know Les Mis.
I don't.
I read the book.
There is a song when oh shit, why am I blanking on her name? Fiend. Not Cosette, the other girl.
Got nothing for me.
Fontaine,
yeah. No. That's the mom. God damn it. I can't remember the name right now, but when the...
Eponine?
Eponine, yes. Sorry. Yes, when Eponine dies...
Spoilers!
Right. When Eponine dies, there's a song called A Little Fall of Rain, where Marius, who's the main, like, male character besides Jean Valjean and Javert, the, like, young guy, who she has a massive crush on, but never, like, acknowledged her or whatever, like, comes to her side and... like, this is like, oh shit, Eponine, you're dying. And she's like, yeah! And the song goes, don't you fret, Monsieur Marius, I can't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt me now.
Podcasters can have a little fall of rain as a treat.
Yeah, which was unfortunately, like, the very first place I went here.
Yeah,
Sure, why not?
That's me with, like, anything tangentially related to a sound of music, so I'm with you. But yeah, she sort of tells him that... the reason that she didn't show up that one day was because she was getting ready to go to their meeting, but she was called away, to become Domon's mechanic.
Hold on. I gotta really put the brakes on this for a second, because we get a shot of like her reaching for the phone and like a shot of her desk, and there's some books on the desk. Did you read what's on the spines of these books?
No, I didn't. Enlighten us, please.
I found out. I guess one of Rain's special interests. The books have some names on them. Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, or Ayrton Senna, and Mansell.
Nigel Mansell.
I guess Rain is into Formula One.
Fuck yeah, that rules! Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that.
She has two other books. One says Fantasy Week, and the other says Peter Zauber. I couldn't find anything about these, but yeah, the 3 of the 5 books on her desk have names of Formula One people.
Damn! Oh, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I love that. Damn, Rain's into F1. She's a gearhead.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love that.
There are so many little details in the show like that I feel like I miss every single time.
I need to pay more attention to like the English text on things. But yeah, going back to the sort of flashback, Rain's telling him she couldn't meet up that day because she was called by her father to become Domon's mechanic because, it was an emergency after Domon's mom got killed and his father got turned into an ice block. And she's like, please return to the person I loved. I never lost interest in you. And this kind of like snaps Sayate out of it. And he like gets up and walks backwards. And then Domon's like, fuck yeah, thank you, Rain. I'm going to kill this guy now.
Yeah, Domon's like,
I'm going to fucking murder this man. Thank you.
Domon's like, what do you mean you never lost interest in him?
That was a funny joke, Rain, but it was a good distraction.
Yeah, good acting, Rain. And he gets Shiny Finger, grabs the head of the Minaret Gundam, and like this weird sort of like green aura fire is like kind of wrapped around the Minaret Gundam right now. And he doesn't end up...
And it's dead. The Minaret Gundam is dead.
He doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't like crush and explode the head.
Yeah.
The Minaret Gundam just kind of like crumples down, just like deactivated.
I will say, given like the course of the last few episodes, I did see this and was like, haha, this sucks, man.
Yeah. It was like I don't know what happens here. Like, is like the heat of the shining Gundam's shining finger fucking like burning the DG cells away or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure it never gets explained. It's just like a cool thing Domon does.
I think it's just enough. I don't think it like specifically burns DG cells away. I think it just does enough general damage to the machine for it to be like, you cannot recover from this.
Right.
I mean, it gets rid of Sate's DG cells as well.
Yeah, Sate totally fucking recovers though.
I mean, again, I think that's unclear. So we cut to him in the episode. He is recovered. He is recovered, but I think it's unclear whether it was like shining finger and that attack that did it, or like medical science.
True. Yeah, it might have just been the doctors, the actual doctors that did that.
Right. But yes, he's good to go. He's Gucci.
He's fucking fine.
He's in the hospital. He's dead, but he's fine.
He's totally fine. And outside, Domon asks Rain, "You gonna stay with him?" And she's like, "No, he's fine. The hospital's gonna take care of him now. I don't need to be a doctor anymore. I can go back to being your partner." And Domon like blushes and like walks away. It's like, oh, these fucking kids. It's so cute.
But she did leave a bouquet of flowers for him.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's a weirdly happy ending that I wasn't expecting from this episode.
And I like to get Rain content.
Mm-hmm.
And you will keep me safe, and you will keep me warm, and Rain will make the flowers grow. Sorry,
I'm always saying this. Yeah, this episode, I liked it. Argyle?
Yes. This is episode number 12. He's the undefeated of the East. Master Asia appears.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Domon and Rain are sent to investigate a Dark Gundam sighting in Shinjuku. Once there, they run into Domon's martial arts master, Master Asia, who reveals that there's a whole army of mobile suits that have destroyed Tokyo and have left only one building where the survivors have congregated. Domon joins Master Asia to defeat the Dark Army. They succeed, but in the aftermath, they find one of the Dark Army pilots is a body completely infested with DG cells, confirming the presence of the Dark Gundam. End of episode.
End of episode. Fucking, he's here.
He's here. Finally get to meet the man himself.
Mr. Asia.
Mr. Asia.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The fucking legend. Before we get to see the cool guy, though, we had to see the shit guy. Because in the Neo-Japan Space Colony, Commissioner Karato is woken up in bed. Ulube and Dr. Mikamura call him, saying that they've been losing contact with a bunch of their intel on Earth, and like the through line here is that they all report Devil Gundam-like activity, and it kind of centers around the single remaining building in all of Tokyo.
Yeah, the latest report
the Metropolitan
from Shinjuku
government building.
Yeah, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. Yeah, is the only thing left standing in Tokyo, pretty much. So they're going to send Domon there to investigate.
Yes.
And,
we get our stalker.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just hanging out in Shinjuku in the ruins.
He's sitting there. We love it.
He says that today's opponent is the Dark Army, the Dark Gundam's like army of mobile suits.
I love these fucking things. These things are...
Oh, do you, Max? Do you love these things that look like minions?
It's not that they look like, okay, they have one big eye. That's like the most, and there's a lot of them.
And they all serve the most evil person on the planet.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right. But like, they're just so fucking sick. They're basically like the Zakus. I mean, I know we've seen the Bushis, which are made of Zakurium, but the Death Army is like more of the Zakus, because again, it takes the whole idea of the mono eye to its logical extreme by having it like look like a real fucking eye.
Yeah,
which I really love.
Kind of spooky looking. Yeah,
they got fucking like weed eye. They're very bloodshot, and I like that like the circuitry
these things are
on
called,
their eye.
Like the individual like soldiers, they're called death beasts.
Well, no,
That's the
actually,
name of these mobile suits.
So when they are the two-legged ones, they're Death Army. The Death Beast are the sort of like four-legged walker ones.
Okay. We usually
there's a lot
see
of
them
different...
in four-legged form, at least in this episode. Okay.
Yeah, they're mostly in four-legged form, which is interesting. But yeah, like the basic is the Death Army, or Dark Army, because you can't say Death in English. But yeah, these guys fucking slam ass. I love these guys so much. And yeah, Domon and Rain are here. They're searching the city. It's completely fucking destroyed. We see this like fucking like shoot 'em up ass jet burning overhead and fucking crashes next to them.
I just came from Gradius. You need to help me.
Yeah. Fucking, and then they run over and Domon's like, welcome to Earth.
He's a pilot. He says, hey, all my allies are in the government building. You need to give this intel to them. We're completely surrounded. Speaking of being completely surrounded, Domon and Rain are completely surrounded by the Dark Army guys.
Love these guys.
And they managed to get away on the core lander and are about to activate Shining Gundam, but a mysterious figure who had been watching them emerges. Says, no, Domon Kashu, don't activate your Shining Gundam. They're monitoring any Gundam activity. And
he's also literally running...
He's running as fast as the core lander, yeah.
Okay, y'all gotta stop praying for my grandpa.
He is so fucking strong!
Please, can somebody please, like, go through what grandpa does at this point?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean... unclear, frankly, since everything
it's too fast with the naked eye.
It's too fast for the naked eye and all very clearly beyond the scope of human capability, but go grandpa, he runs up and like snatches the bandana from the headband from Domon's head. He's like, I'm borrowing this, and then uses it to cut a Gundam up its front and then wrap it around the entire head and just pop that thing's head off.
It is so pops like a fucking great
off.
As again, a human being, to be clear,
he's just a guy.
He's on foot.
On foot.
God.
That's his first one. There is another point in this sequence where he lifts an entire slab of concrete with a Gundam on it.
I know.
He's like flutter jumping like Yoshi when he's doing this. Like he just like flying, like he's kicking his legs as if that is going to help him lift this thing. And I guess it is, because it works. And he flips the whole fucking thing over. He catches like two like cannonballs that one of them fires.
The fucking musket balls, yeah.
And jams them back up the gun.
Oh my god, yeah, he's... Please stop praying for my grandpa.
He's
You're making him
shits.
too powerful. And Domon's like, I know who this is. There's only one person this could be. It's my master, Master Asia.
Toho Fuhai, Master Asia? Undefeated of the East? It does play the new type flash, like the same sort of whatever instrument that is, like when it zooms in on Master Asia's face. He's so cool. He has a mustache. He has like a ponytail, like braided. This guy fucking whips ass.
Love this guy.
We do see another new mobile suit I don't really care about. Nobushis, which are like
they're
look
cops.
They look like cops. And these guys are made of gymnium, which is, Jim's GM.
A reference to Jim Carrey.
A reference to James Carrey the Mask. Reference to the RGM-79GM, which is like the original mass-produced mobile suit for the Federation. But fuck those guys, who cares? They're cop suits.
One thing, I don't know if we actually mentioned this, I'm sorry. If we did, but the Death Army is designed after Oni. They're designed to look like...
Yes, they have the clubs.
So
they have the spike on their head.
They look like... They're designed to be, so traditionally, and I only realized this when I saw that they have Onikubo, which are the traditional spiked bats that Oni have, the spiked clubs that Oni have, but it's like, oh, I get it now. They're supposed to be Oni, which is why they have like this one big eye, because many Oni in, older mythological depictions were Cyclops with horns on their heads, and then they're a big Onikubo. So, yeah, they look like Oni.
They're fucking cool. I love it. Oh, it's so fucking cool.
That's cool.
I really, truly love these absolute fucking freaks. And speaking of absolute fucking freaks, so Domon looks up, after the Nobushis shoot the final Death Army suit. And we get, the most batshit character introduction we've ever seen.
You construct intricate rituals.
Dudes rock!
Dudes rock.
The full Argod, do you have the full thing that he says here?
Yes. The school of the undefeated of the East, the winds of the king, ZENSHIN, KEIRETSU, TEMPA, KYORAN. Look, the East is burning red.
What could be better than this?
Flames
Guys
explode around them. They're just like throwing punches at each other, catching them. It's great. I love this.
it's so good. And Master Age's like, Domon, my boy, how are you? And Domon, like, grabs his hand and just fucking breaks down in tears. Oh, it's so sad.
Master, I have waited so long to see you.
I missed you.
Yeah, because he just fucking disappeared one day.
He breaks down, and it's very much, you are my dad, you're my dad, boogie woogie.
Oh, fuck. And, like, we just kind of cut over. We're in the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building in Shinjuku, the final remaining building in all Tokyo. And, you know, Domon's told Master Asia all this happened, that, you know, Kyoji's fucked off, and his dad's an ice cube, and his mom's dead. And he's like, you know,
damn,
we're Master and people, our destinies are bound together. He's like, shit, dude, fuck. Damn, bringing me down a little bit. And he says Domon's the reason that he's here, too, because their destinies are intertwined. It's all about the fucking Devil Gundam.
Yeah, he suspects that the Dark Gundam is probably also here, if what Domon says is true. Mm-hmm. He kind of says, he tells Domon that he was challenged to a Gundam fight in downtown Tokyo, but it was a trap. The Dark Gundam, it looks like the Dark Gundam in the flashback, he doesn't really say what it is, emerged and began to just systematically destroy Tokyo. And it was actually fairly intact beforehand, I suppose, but now it is down to this one building, and all the survivors have had to congregate here and seek protection with these shitty Nobushi mobile suits.
It's like the last fucking bastion.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, so
and
he
also,
mentions...
he is... go ahead.
I was just going to say, he mentions that, you know, as the champion of the last Gundam fight and representative of Hong Kong, so, like, shout out to Hong Kong for gaining full independence, by the way, at this point.
Yeah, I like it. It's its own thing.
He's like, I returned this year as the Hong Kong representative again in my Kowloon Gundam. Kowloon's...
How Gundam in the dub.
What Gundam in the dub?
How. Haow.
Oh, okay. Kowloon's neighborhood in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Cool. So came back into Kowloon Gundam, and I was ambushed, and now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Yeah, as they're talking, he mentions that the guards are even getting apprehensive about this, and one of the guards takes off in the mobile suits and is like, I'm not waiting around to just get creamed, you know. I'm leaving. Bye.
Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, game over. And he flies away, but he doesn't get very far before just a whole storm of lasers comes out and destroys him and kills
lights
him.
his ass
up.
He gets super owned.
Yeah, take a drink. Everyone actually dies in this show.
Yeah, really, shit.
We are rapidly upping our body count.
Mm-hmm. And Master Asia sees this, and he asks Domo to join him and help the cause, and, you know, of course he's gonna do it. And, like, you know, as Rain's looking at the refugees, she sort of, like, looks over and sees Domon with Master Asia looking at the Kowloon Gundam. It's old, but it's powerful. And Master Asia's like, you know, you think you're some kind of tough guy now that you have a Gundam, eh, Domon? And, like, she's like, wow, I've literally never seen Domon this happy before.
Yeah, it's cute. I like to see them, like, just palling around, you know, because they did spend, like, a decade together.
I know, yeah.
He's probably known Master Asia longer than he's known his own father, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and his dad's been in a coma for some of that as well, so, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an ice cube, you know. But this is all cut short with the emergency siren coming off. Basically, the entire Death Army around Tokyo is mobilizing now for one all-out attack on the building. And there's this really fucking sick shot of, like, just, you know, rows and rows of the Death Army suits, like, looking, and their eyes are glowing, and, like, the sort of way the pupils lined up, it's sometimes, the ones in the back look like there's two eyes, because it's just, like, the whites glowing, and it's hard to explain without looking it up, but, like, they just look fucking sick. I love these little freaks.
Yeah, they're cool.
Master Asia is laying out the plan next. You know, he has that floppy disk that Domon gave him from the pilot who crashed. They see that, like, they're going to basically march on the building in a straight line. They're going to, you know, one sort of form of attack, they're going up. We're going to have mobile suits surround the building in defense, but we're not going to fire on them because if you fire on them, they take that as a sign of aggression and will call in help. And then sort of Master Asia's force is going to fly through them and lead them out into the sea where they will presumably drown, which doesn't really make sense for mobile suits, but sure.
I mean, he says they're not amphibious. He knows.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, sure. I believe it. And he says, in other words...
They're going to take advantage of their, like, simplistic AI to just lead them out into sea.
He says, in other words, and he pulls his ponytail over his mouth, the Pied Piper of Hamlin.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, dude!
I love this dude.
Okay, he does this, and I'm like, this is silly, but then he keeps it there for so long.
He does.
I know.
He keeps it there for like a full 30 seconds.
Yeah, he has an entire conversation with his hair pulled across his mouth like a flute, and I'm like,
He's just a funny guy.
dude.
This guy rules. Dude's rock.
Dude's rock.
He rallies the troops. One guy's like, we're not a hero. And Master Asia's like, we're all heroes. And everyone sort of mobilizes.
You're not a hero if you don't want to fight with me. You're a coward.
Yeah, you fucking weenie. They're fighting. They're shooting through them. And then, Master Asia's like, this isn't enough. Domon, let's do this fucking insane
Oh, I do want to point out,
special.
Shining Gundam shoots out arm lasers at some of the Dark Army. Never seen it do that before. Didn't know it could do that.
I don't fucking know. Shining Gundam can do a lot of shit that doesn't get explained well.
Sure. Anyways, yeah,
I guess
go
it
ahead.
just has beam arms.
Go ahead. Talk about the sick attack they do.
So, fucking...
This made me lose it.
Yeah!
I laughed very hard while watching this, I'm not gonna lie.
He yells, Chokyu Hao Dai Endan. Chokyu Hao Den Aidan. Yes. And his entire body, the Kowloon Gundam, like, turns into this, like, fucking energy tornado drill, but his head is just in the front of it. Like, it is literally a thing from Gurren Lagann. Or, I guess Gurren Lagann probably took a little key from this. But then Domon launches him, and he just fucking
launch me. Yes, sir.
Tears through the army, and then, like, as he flies up, he, like, unfurls, and he's like, explosion, and then just
ignite.
He is climbed up to the top of the highest diving board, and he's like, Domon, throw me, and then he just cannonballs.
It's so sick.
It looks very silly. It looks, because it's just this whirling ball of energy with Master Asia's head sticking out of it.
Yeah.
It's very funny to me.
But that's the thing. It's not
funny.
just Kowloon Gundam's head. It's also Master Asia's head, the size of a Gundam head.
Right, exactly. Yes. But the thing about it is, it does destroy a lot of the enemy, so...
It's a very effective attack.
I do gotta give it to him.
You do gotta. But, as it turns out, cutting back to the building, there's a single Death Army unit that has made its way there. Everyone's fucking terrified. It's just kind of like walking. It's like, its eyes darting around, staring at everyone. And one guard who wants to be a hero flies in. He's like, I'm gonna shoot it. And Reina's like, you're not gonna fucking shoot that thing, because if you do, they're all gonna know where we are. And of course he shoots it and doesn't blow it up, and it calls for help with his weird sort of like buzzing noise. A little scary.
Yeah. The whole army, just as they're about to lead it into the sea, they turn around and they start going towards the government building.
Oh no.
So Domon breaks off and flies back and manages to destroy the one Dark Army unit, which
Shiny fingers the back of its head.
Yeah, thankfully deactivates that backup call, and they all forget about it.
They forget where it came from.
Yeah, they're just like, well, okay, back to what we were doing before, and they just walk into the sea again.
Mm-hmm. Never to return.
The day is won.
Yay!
Yay.
And the sun's rising on Tokyo. We see the reflection of the sun in the building. Everyone's happy.
On this one Dark Army guy open.
This is the sickest thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool. This is a fucking, like, Iron Maiden album cover.
Yeah, a skeleton pops out with, like, a bunch of wires and stuff. There's some in its eye sockets. It's covered in DG cells.
It's
a metal fucking skeleton.
It's a really intense shift to, I would say, a more explicit horror element.
It's scary.
The show, which we haven't really seen here, I mean, we've seen the shit that Devil Gundam can do, and we saw, like, the regenerative properties and how fucked up that looks. But this is really, like, hey, transhumanism goes too far, and it makes you a fucked up metal corpse. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Anyways, Master Asia lights the skeleton on fire with a magic spell.
Hey, he just has pyrokinesis? Hello? Excuse me? What?
He can just do that. It's fine. It's normal. Don't worry about it.
Just do that.
Yeah.
He can just do it. It's his choice. And, like, as they do that, like, the sky turns stormy, and, like, they basically, like, sort of, like, get a vision of the Devil Gundam, and they're like, oh shit, this thing is not so far from here, huh?
And Domon's like, finally, I've caught you, and let's
you freak bitch.
fucking go!
Oh,
Let's go!
God.
We're gonna be spending a lot of time in Shinjuku now. Yay!
Hell yeah. Yay.
Because the animation team got sick of animating a new country, like doing new backgrounds for a new country every single week.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to sort of settle down. It's like how, the first part of JoJo's Part 4, or Part 3, they're like, it's just like one new country after another, but then when they get to Egypt, it's like finally settling down. You're like, oh, okay, cool.
I hate playing racism roulette.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Will this be
At least
the
they're
one
doing
that,
a place they're actually from.
Yeah, it's like, will this be the episode that offends all of my sensibilities? No, great, fantastic.
Wonderful, yay. Nice episode, though.
That is episode.
And I, this week, got a little something. We're gonna do another Beyond Toon World.
Yay!
That's the easiest fucking thing to research.
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon
And I think it's about time, 4 episodes in, to finally talk about the main character of the show. We're gonna be talking about Tomokazu Seki, aka Domon Kashu.
Oh, that's the main character?
Yeah, believe it or not, it's hard to tell. He was born September 8th, 1972, in Fukagawa, Tokyo. Again, like most people, not really a ton of information on his history here, but let me tell y'all about what he's done. So, his first gig was not G Gundam, but rather Victory Gundam in 1993, voicing Tomach Masaryk. Don't know who that is, because I haven't seen Victory yet. Of course, 1994, G Gundam, he's Domon. 1995, he was Toji in Neon Genesis. I think Toji was...
He's the normie friend.
Yeah. He was the guy who got in Bardiel and got all stretchy arm fucked up.
He is the 5th pilot. So Shinji has 2 normie friends, and Toji's the one who actually becomes a pilot.
Yeah, he's the dark-haired one. Yeah. In 95 also, he was Mazer in Gundam Wing. 1998, in Cardcaptor Sakura, Toyo Kinomoto.
He was Toya?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Also
man is
98
gay.
initial... 1998 initial D, he was Keisuke. 1999, Pokemon, he was Kenji, who you would know in English as Tracy, the art guy from Orange Islands.
Oh, Tracy.
Yeah, that guy. 2000, he was Ichiro Miyata in Hajime no Ippo. In 2002, Naruto, he was Sagi, which I don't remember off the dome.
I have no idea who that is.
Sagi was... I'm like looking at a picture of Sagi and I don't fucking know. Whatever. Now you know. In 2003, in Bobo, he was Giga. 2002, Gundam Seed, he was Yizak Jewel. A lot of Gundams here. Love this shit. In 2004, in Bleach, he was Shinobu Aishima. I'm going to save this one for later because this is a big one. In 2006, Digimon Savers, he was Neon. It's not a Digimon, so I don't know who it is. In the 2007 DMC animation, Devil May Cry, he was Vincent. He was Kanji in Persona 4.
Okay, I can see that.
In 2014, Yokai Watch, he was Whisper, the funny ghost. In My Hero Academia, he was Selkie. I don't think I got far enough to know who that was.
I love Selkie.
Yeah. In 2020, Jujutsu Kaisen, Panda.
Okay.
Panda.
I haven't watched
Domon's
JJK, but
Panda.
I do know that
Neither have I.
Panda is just a panda.
He's just a fucking panda with, like, normal hands. Some other miscellaneous things. He was Tsuneo in, like, all the Doraemon OVAs. In Octopath Traveler, a couple years ago, he was Alphen, one of the main characters there. In Tales of the World, he was Stan Aileron. He has been Yoshimitsu in Tekken since he was introduced. And a couple big ones. He was the voice of Sly Cooper in Japan. He was the voice of Ezio Auditore in Japan for Assassin's Creed.
Pretty good.
And he's Beautiful Joe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It feels pretty fitting, Domon to Beautiful Joe.
Yeah,
It seems like a
bit.
pretty straightforward pipeline there,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is Tomokazu Seki.
Damn.
I'm glad he's like still getting good work, like
Yeah.
all the way, from the 90s to now. Almost 30 years, goddamn. And yeah, that's that.
What's that?
I was
That's
gonna
that
say.
on that.
I was gonna say that's longer than I've been alive, but it hasn't been.
Damn.
Yeah.
Much to think about.
Damn.
We'll burn that bridge when we get there, Audrey. Now it's time to reflect on the future and tell you our plugs, because that is the time for that in this episode.
Yeah.
I'm Max. You can find me on Twitter at MaxiBajillion. My other shows include Pod of Greed, the world's #1 NOLA Yu-Gi-Oh podcast sponsored by Kaiba Corp. I do that with Argyle and Audrey. We are starting GX Season 2 this week, which is going to be fucking great. Go to twitter.com/podofgreedcast. What's that?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what season 2 has.
It's gonna be fucking good. I can't wait either. And also, I had another show called Slappers Only, a video game music showdown podcast. This latest episode, we had a special guest Gigalithic on, and Jordan was also there in person to talk about Bravely Default 2, a wonderful JRPG with wonderful music. Audrey?
Yeah, I've been Audrey. You can listen to all of us collectively on Pot of Greed, as Max just mentioned. I don't have any other projects at the moment. You can find me individually on Tumblr, Twitter at Optimum on Prime, and if you're interested in hearing more from me in the future, you can follow at The Reticulation, that is TheReticulation on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook for updates about a website I am launching with a friend of mine to uplift and spotlight LGBT voices in the realm of pop culture criticism.
Hell yeah. I've been Argyle. You can find me on Twitter at Argyle_funk. You can also listen to me on Pot of Greed and Kamarocho Radio. It is a Yakuza podcast that I host with friend of the show, Jordan. We are currently talking about Yakuza 2. At the time that this goes up, we should have just uploaded our episode on Chapter 12 of Yakuza 2, which is one of the most batshit things in the entire series, with other Pot of Greed co-host and friend of the show, Dan. So look forward to that.
You're fucking getting there.
Or look backwards to that. Subscribe to it and listen to that episode, because it should
a
be
good
out.
backlog. A lot of Yakuza content out there.
Yeah.
And one last important question. I believe this one's going to Audrey.
Did we do Noise Space?
Oh, yeah. You go to noisepace.xyz to find this podcast, all of our other podcasts, many more. Thank you, Matt GameCube, for that. This podcast itself is on Twitter at WowCool Podcast. There's Discord links there in the episode descriptions to join the server. Come hang out with us, post your gunpla, etc., etc. I am actually going to go to a hobby shop on the way home today, see if I can't buy some more fucking kits, because I don't have any anymore, except for like a Hello Kitty one that I'm going to do with Katie.
And one other.
Oh, I do have one. I do have one very important gunpla kit, which is, of course, Minions that Audrey got me for my birthday. Can't fucking wait. Mignon. And finally, Audrey, I have an important question for you.
Please.
What is your robot of the week?
My robot of the week is Data from Star Trek The Next Generation, which
I love that fucking guy.
Which I've just started watching, and I don't even need to vaguely justify this one, because he's a robot.
Data fucking rules. I can't think of a single person who doesn't love Data.
Data rules.
Data fucking rules.
Love Data.
Love that jaundiced guy. Brent Spiner. Tremendous. Cool, that'll do it. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, presumably, things are going to get fucky in Shinjuku. I love The World Ends With You. Pretty sure that's where that's set. My mind is deteriorating, so I will just leave you with... Colonialism is bad.
Wow.
Cool robot.
Good night, mobile fighters.
Peach.
Peach.